What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grind. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd, this channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. First topic on our nerd rundown is, well, we all know, well, if you don't know, I'm letting you know right now, Thor Ragnarok is coming out in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So, with that happening, there's been a lot of speculations I've actually said on the videos. Everyone's wondering what's happening next, because this is supposed to be happening, well, the Infinity movie is supposed to be pretty much the end of Phase 3. Yeah, Phase 3. This is what they're calling it. Marvel has named it, this is Phase 3. So the Infinity Wars, I believe the third and the fourth movie is the end of Phase 3, and then they're going to a whole nother chapter. So, in movies.com, in an interview with Kevin Feige, asked him, like, yo, is there any possibility that there might be a female Thor, aka Goddess of Thunder? Pause. First off, let me tell you guys right now, the OG Goddess of Thunder is Storm from X-Men, and y'all all know this. In fact, they even had in a comic book where Wonder Woman fought Storm, and Storm was so, like, she was looked at as a goddess herself, she was able to pick up, no, actually it was Thor. Thor versus, no, it's actually Wonder Woman. But Storm was able to pick up Thor's hammer, so she was deemed worthy. So right there, it already says it. She's an OG. So anyways, going back to the story, Kevin Feige, you know, like I've been telling you these past stories where pretty much people have come up to him with ideas, and he's like, all right, sounds good. Well, he said it's a possibility because right now Marvel is looking at the whole slate of comic books, and they're picking and choosing what they're doing. Like the whole Hulk, Planet Hulk, they picked that out and put it into the thing. Like they've had other situations where they pretty much pick and choose what they want to use out of comic books, and that's a possibility because at the end of this, I've already stated what I might think might happen is the Avengers, the fourth movie should be probably World War Hulk, or somehow between now, because they're doing like a three movie arc for his character. In Thor Ragnarok, you're going to see him as Planet Hulk. I'm thinking in Infinity War, you might see him maybe having a family, some shit like that, and then maybe his family dies. Maybe that's what's going to be, because in Marvel, there's no stakes. No one really dies. So if anything, someone he cares about dies, he goes crazy. Bam, World Breaker Hulk comes out in the fourth movie where everybody's fighting him. Then he gets beat. Then somehow he gets locked up, and Cho, that becomes totally awesome Hulk, takes the Hulk out of him, puts it in him, because Cho, he's able to control the Hulk. So maybe that's going to be one of the new Hulk for the new Avengers. Plus you've got Black Panther that's coming in, you've got Captain Marvel that's going to be coming in, and then like maybe Thor loses the power, and because he becomes Odin's son. But then Jane Foster, which I don't know if they're going to use her, because Natalie Portman, not really people like her in a Marvel universe, but so I don't know if they're going to use, because Jane Foster is, aka, you know, spoilers alert, she's the female Thor. But it's a whole nother storyline because she's got cancer, but when she has a hammer, she's empowered to all power. So when she has like a time limit of how long she can be the Thor. But regardless of the fact, I don't know if Natalie Portman or Jane Foster is going to be it. They could always diverge, because like the Civil War story did not go the way it was in the comic books. So therefore, they could always pick and choose, like they said. If whoever they choose to be the female Thor, I think it could work. So you got, I think it's Brandon Cho, who's a totally awesome Hulk. They have a new Iron Man or Iron Woman, so Tony Stark could die, sacrifice himself to beat the Hulk or something like, because they don't have Sentry in this MCU. So therefore, maybe he's the one that takes down the Hulk, and then he puts his brain into an AI, sort of like Jarvis, and then sends it off. In the comic books, a young black girl gets this, she creates an Iron Man suit. So then I think that could be it. You got the Iron Man, which is a black female young girl. You've got Brandon Cho, who's a totally awesome Hulk. You've got Captain Marvel. You've got the female Thor, whoever that is. I think they could start off a whole new franchise. Oh, not to top the fact that they better be bringing Fantastic Four for Phase 4 over to the MCU, because if they could work something out with Spiderman, they could definitely work something out with Fantastic Four, because we want to see a good Fantastic Four. We want to see it, and only Marvel seems like they can do it. So therefore, that's why, you know, sorry for my rant, but that's what I feel is going to happen. Next, we've on the Nerd Rundown, the Punisher. Punisher trailer came out. I'm going to put the link in the description, because, yo, it comes out November 17th. I just can't wait. They're actually supposed to do a press conference kind of thing at Comic-Con, but after the whole Las Vegas shooting, they didn't feel it was in good taste, so they kind of took away the panel for the Comic-Con, which was, I commend them on that. But yeah, it's coming out November 17th, and can't wait. The trailer, it's just so goodness, and you get better understanding that his family wasn't killed by the mob or in a gang war. It was actually, they were the military were trying to take him out, and they got caught in a crossfire or something like that. And it's just like, I love these kinds of stories. Especially, it just seems more grounded, more real, and I'm definitely rooting for the Punisher, yo. Definitely rooting for him. And this series looks like it's gonna be great. I mean, they've only got one major flop, which was Iron Fist, and then I didn't even finish the Defenders, which I really should. Because if you don't check it, what's it, 5? Yo, check out. I'm gonna put maybe a link or maybe a notation, a card for the review that I did, or the panel playlist that I've done for the reviews each episode of Defenders. So check that out. But yeah, all together, I'm definitely looking forward to this Punisher TV series on Netflix, and I'm really sad that when Disney takes away their stuff, they might take away all the Marvel. But if it happens, it happens. So we'll talk about that later. Next on the Nerd Rundown, David Fincher, who's a great director, revealed in an interview with Empire that he had thoughts and hesitations about directing a Star Wars movie. Speaking at an Empire podcast, these exact words. Fincher says George Lucas had it rough on the first Star Wars since it was so ambitious. There's an entirely new set of expectations that come with directing a new entry, which is true, because when George Lucas first came up, it was Star Wars. That was like the Hail Mary. He was pretty much gonna stop, sort of like with what's it called, what's his name? The dude that made Marvel. I don't know. I'm drawing a geek blank. But Stan Lee, actually, he was gonna stop. He was gonna stop doing comics, but then his last Hail Mary was the Fantastic Four, and that took off. So same thing with this. With George Lucas, he was gonna give up, but this movie, he just was his passion project. So he was like, I'm gonna make this Star Wars movie. And everyone was laughing at him. Everyone was pointing like, yo, this thing sounds stupid. Stupid, bro. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to yourself, bro? Why are you doing this to yourself? But he just went through, made the movie, bam, becomes an epic, like everything. The world is around Star Wars now. Star Wars is the most bankable, like, franchise in the world now, other than, Apple and all this shit. But regardless, as far as movie franchise, there's nothing beating Star Wars. They transcend generations. It just does. But originally, no one was backing them. No one thought it was going to be what it was. So for David Fincher saying to come up with a movie now, granted, Rian Johnson, he's getting praised for this new Last Jedi movie. And, people like the J.J. Abrams. And, yeah, these movies are great. But David Fincher, he's a specific type of director. He doesn't play well. Like, he likes to direct his own films. And I don't know if he can play well with the Disney, because he's one of those directors that he likes his vision, and that's what it likes to be. That's why he makes these niche movies. He doesn't make these blockbuster franchise movies. He makes these niche movies that people like because it's David Fincher movies. Now, him trying to do this, plus on top of that, there's so much stress and drama, because like you're working on this for 2 years of your life, and it's like 7 days a week, 24/7, and it's like you don't get any type of breaks. Like this is your life at that point. Then you can't talk about it. You got to watch what you say on Instagram or on Twitter, and like he doesn't want to have to deal with that. So I say, you know what, it's all good on you. If you don't want to do the movie, you don't have to. But he never said he's never going to do it. Just saying right now, he has his thoughts and hesitations. So it might happen. We might see a David Fincher movie, like one of those anthology movies or Star Wars story later down the road. So who knows? But if he does, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see it. Next on the Nerd Rundown, THR reports Scott Hayes, who was in the movie Thank You for Your Service, has joined the Spiderman spinoff Venom, which is already starring Tom Hardy, Riz Ahmed, Michelle Williams, and Jenny Slate, with Ruben Fleischer directing. The movie comes out October 5th, 2018. Even though I'm still hesitant of this whole spinoff with Venom without Spider-Man, technically, I don't know, maybe it can work. Like I said, there's ways you can work around it if you're a good storyteller, a good director, and you've got a good plot. It could work. So I'm not gonna trash it. I'm definitely gonna watch it when it comes out because Tom Hardy's a great actor, and I'm just hoping the Venom's better than the Venom ones in Spider-Man 3. Like any Venom could be better than that one. So like you're already starting on a plus. So well, looking forward to that. Just check that out. I'll keep you guys informed about that. Next, we've got the trailer that came out for Star Wars Battlefront 2. I know it's not a movie, but the game trailer looks awesome. It's about like 2 minutes or something like that. The new character, it takes place right after the Death Star blows up, and it just looks so beautiful and gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I'm going to put that in the description down below. Check that trailer out. It looks awesome. Last thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to hype it up because you know I love me some disaster movies. Better watch. I'm going to probably see that movie later next week or something like that. But GIOSTORM with Gerard Butler. I just can't wait. I love me some disaster movies. I've seen the bad and I've seen the good. Day After Tomorrow, definitely good. Probably the best. It's the top disaster movie. Even over Armageddon, Deep Impact, all those. Nothing compared to Day After Tomorrow. So I'm going to check that out. You better check that out. So that's pretty much it. That's all I have for the Nerd Rundown today. And remember to subscribe. Remember to check out yesterday's Nerd Rundown, daily news. And check out the playlist for the daily news. So remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd. And I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.